for captives in its custody. And they are generating millions and tens of millions of dollars a day through their enterprises. There are now 30,000 ISIS fighters, and that's roughly 28,000 more than Al-Qaeda had. It's costing the lives of James Foley and Stephen Sotloff. But the latest threat from ISIS is that it will behead Army Ranger Peter Kassig. And while we haven't seen an ISIS attack on the states, they have threatened to drown us in our own blood. Obama mocked Mitt Romney back in 2012 when Romney said that Russia is our greatest national threat. Obama mocked him and said the Cold War is over. And now, since March, the Ukraine has been invaded, part of it annexed, and Russia's continuing to battle separatists supported by the Russian Federation. The UN's reported the death toll is over 3,000. In addition, when Putin was recently questioned about Russia's interest in the Ukraine, he said, "I want to remind you that Russia is one of the most powerful nuclear nations. It's better not to come against Russia as regards a possible armed conflict." It's all by design. Remember this. Obama has been out to destroy America and the American way of life from the beginning. Appointing FBI Director James Comey, who said that Americans who fight with ISIS should be able to return home, but will be closely monitored. First off, they have no idea who's gone, so how can they monitor them? Second of all, if somebody leaves America to fight ISIS as a terrorist, they have no business coming back and remaining free. That is called aiding and abetting the enemy. That is treason. They have no business walking the streets once this is done. Secretary of State Kerry made comments that Taliban leaders being released for Sergeant Bergdahl won't return to harm Americans. And as soon as they were released, they made it clear that they would. Every time he makes a move, there are seasoned, knowledgeable, experienced professionals around that tell him, you can't do that. It will be bad for America. It will cost us lives. And he does what he wants because his mission is different than any president of the United States before him. Folks, please stay with us. We've got more coming up. We'll be right back.
The most diversified radio station on the dial, AM 1050 KCAA.
Tom O'Halloran has a not-so-common core spelling lesson for the Obama administration. Ready? There is no K in America.
There's kids that can't pray in school, $100 tanks of gas. I can tell you right now, this country ain't supposed to be like that. No, that ain't my America. That ain't this country's roots. You wanna slam all on the Sam, but I ain't letting you. Yeah, I'm mad as hell, and you know I still bleed red, white, and blue. They ain't us, and that ain't my America. Oh no, that ain't my America. No, 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 no. That ain't my America.
And welcome back. This is the Wednesday night edition of Patriot Radio, and I'm your host, Tom O'Halloran. We do have a winner for our White Girl Bleed a Lot book. I'm looking to see if I can see where the information has been passed on to me. Anyway, you called in. You were told you won. You won. I'll get the information from our board operator in a little bit. Leon Panetta came out with a new book. Now, this guy's been a top advisor. He's been in Clinton's campaign. He's been in administration. He's been in Obama's administration. He was the head of the CIA, head of transportation, just a all-around hard-working guy. I wasn't always fond of him. He's a little bit of a liberal for my taste. But he came out this week with a new book, and he's made charges against Obama that have to leave Obama reeling, saying that he lost his way, he didn't have the spine to make the right decisions. I hope he found it again with these beheadings. Just really ripped him up for being an absolute failure as a president. And, of course, mainstream media is now calling Panetta a racist. Wasn't so much a racist that he didn't go work for the guy, but to criticize Obama, all the left can do is blame it on racism. They can't look at the facts. They can't look at the simple information on paper. Whereas my 10-year-old grandson can look at what Obama has done to this country and know that Obama's a failure. But to say that automatically makes anybody a racist. Since our show last night, our Ebola victim in the United States, the first Ebola victim ever to be in the United States, make that to die in the United States. We brought a couple of doctors back last month. But this guy came in from Liberia and was feeling sick, went to the doctor. They got him in for a checkup, determined that he had Ebola. When Reverend, I use that word so loosely, it's so funny. When Jesse Jackson, slimeball that he is, the attention whore, when he found out that there were video cameras down here and that the Ebola victim was black, whoa, book me a plane. Book me a plane. I got to go get in front of the cameras. Got to go raise some money. Now, where was Jesse Jackson when the two white doctors came back from Africa for treating Ebola victims, and they both had Ebola, and they were being treated? I don't recall seeing Jesse Jackson there, but this is a black man. Whoa, we can't have that. Black man getting Ebola is racist. Let's get out there. Well, apparently having Ebola was bad enough, but the thought of having to face Jesse Jackson was just too much, and the man slipped into the night. Our Ebola victim passed away early hours this morning, as I understand it. It was, I'm sure, preferential to actually having to meet Jesse Jackson. Oh, up next. The Obama administration has been conducting airstrikes on ISIS for the last several weeks. In conjunction with a few other countries, they each have like 2 airplanes or 4 airplanes in the mix, and they're making small airstrikes on ISIS. Obama is now saying that the airstrikes are not focused on stopping ISIS from gaining more ground in Iraq and Syria. Say what? What's the point of airstrikes if we're not geared toward stopping them from gaining ground, from wiping them out? They already control more land than you'll find in the entire United Kingdom. And we're just doing random strikes. We're not looking to stop them. What, you just want to tick them off? What are you, dropping food for them? Dropping money? Gold bars? Why are we wasting hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, conducting airstrikes if it's not focused on stopping ISIS? Absolutely insane. absolutely nuts. Yesterday we talked about ISIS being here in America, coming across the border. Representative Duncan Hunter had a press conference and disclosed in a TV interview that jihadists with Middle Eastern group ISIS have been caught coming into Texas. 4 members have been caught in the last 36 hours. Last night we reported 10 people. I don't know whether that was a misquote or whether that was something that happened over the weekend. But in any case, if we caught 4, you can bet your life that 24 got through. And how many does it take to snatch a person off the street and pull them into a van and then to hold a video camera while another person beheads an American citizen on American soil? It has happened in Australia. It has happened in England. It will happen here. And when it does, it will be more blood on Obama's hands because he is the one that opened the border. He is the one that pulled the Border Patrol 70 miles inland. He is the one that has enabled these people to come across. And he's probably told them the best place to cross, because it wouldn't surprise me a bit if they didn't have his phone number and made the call before they tried. Associated Press came up with 9 ways that Obama administration is restricting the freedom of the press. Obama declared his presidency was going to be the most transparent presidency in the history of America. And yet journalists are barred from seeing the fight against Islamic militants. They're not even allowed to take photos of or record video of bombers when they take off. They don't have access to the upcoming 9/11 trial, not even for unclassified information. Press sources are being intimidated. People are being told that they can be fired if they talk to the media. It has a chilling effect on the media when government press officials say their orders are to squelch anything controversial, or anything that makes the Obama administration look bad. The Obama administration doesn't need anything to look bad. They are bad. They are evil. State and local governments are being told to release less information. The greatest enemy of freedom of press that the press have seen in at least a generation, according to James Risen, New York Times foreign policy writer, warning that the White House seeks to control the flow of information, and those that refuse to play along will be punished. My friends, we've got an election coming up in 30 days. You and I can make a difference. Please sit down and write out a list of 10 people that you will personally make sure go out and vote. If everybody makes a list and follows through on getting 10 people out to vote, we can make a huge, huge difference. It's not too late to take the gloves off and fight, but it's time. Good night, America. God bless you and yours. This is Tom O'Halloran. I'm out.